Disney Channel no longer exists in the UK. It was shut down on the 1st of October 2020 on its 25th birthday, which I find rude if I'm being honest. After watching the downfall of one of my favourite channels from childhood, I started reminiscing all the movies and TV shows I watched there, and I realised Brenda Song is in a lot of them. So that led me into looking into Brenda Song's long history with Disney Channel and other branches of the Disney Corporation. Brenda Song has been working basically all her life. She started modelling when she was 6. She debuted as an actor when she was 7 in the sitcom Thunder Alley as the character Kathy in 1995. After that, she has numerous roles in other TV shows and films such as Santa with Muscles, Fudge, 100 D's for Eddie McDowd, and a bunch of other stuff that are not important to this video. After those roles, she entangled with Disney and has been working with them for 25 years. This woman is not even 40 yet, so I'm going to talk about Brenda's roles in Disney, and you can tell me which are your favourites and which ones you remember. Brenda's first Disney project was The Ultimate Christmas Present, which was a Disney Channel original movie. The movie came out on the 1st of December 2000 from the Once Upon a Time production company. The plot of the movie are two girls, Ali, played by Haley Hirsch, and Sam, played by Brenda Song. These two girls find a weather machine and decide to make it snow heavily in Los Angeles to start their Christmas holiday early, so school is cancelled, as Ali has an essay due that she has not written. Apparently the weather machine belongs to Santa and he wants it back, but before the girls can give it back to him, a crazy weatherman breaks into the house and steals it. So the girls have to work with Santa and these very tall elves to get the weather machine back. The movie actually led to Brenda winning her first ever award, which was a Young Artist Award for Best Performance in a TV movie comedy supporting young actress. That was a long award title. This led to Brenda and Disney having a beautiful, long working relationship, all thanks to her getting her role in this first movie. Brenda's next Disney role was in the 2002 movie Get a Clue, which was another Disney Channel original, but this time it was a mystery. The main character of this movie is called Lexi, played by Lindsay Lohan, who writes for her school newspaper, and she publishes an article about one of her teachers, and the next day he is missing and his car is found in a river. So Lexi and her arch enemy Jack have to work together to find what happened to their teacher. In this movie, Brenda plays Jennifer, Lexi's best friend. This character is really obsessed with being fashionable, and this was truly London before she was London. This movie came out on June 28, 2002. Her next film was Stuck in the Suburb 2 years later in 2004, where she played the best friend again called Natasha. This role was bigger than her last. Natasha is a transfer student to this new school in the suburbs, and she's from the big city. Brittany, the main character, finds Natasha really cool, and they quickly become best friends. The other main part of the story is a pop star called Jordan who comes to town to record his new music video. So Brittany and Natasha and every other girl in the area go to watch him. Brittany runs into Jordan's assistant and they absolutely swap phones, so Brittany ends up with Jordan's phone and they try and return it, but after that did not work, they hold the phone hostage and basically blackmail Jordan's assistant into getting him to do other stuff. It was a lot. Now it's time for our first TV show, Phil of the Future, which is a show about a family from the future that gets trapped in the 21st century when their time machine breaks, and they have to live like a regular 21st century family, but they constantly struggle to adapt to the then present time. The main character of this show is called Phil, born in the year 2107. Someone watching this could make it to that age, and that's insane, and they could meet someone called Phil, born in that year. They probably die soon after, but they could. Anyway, Phil made friends with a 21st century girl called Keely, who finds out Phil is from the future. Brenda Song plays Tia, the longtime best friend of Keely. She appears in 7 episodes in the first season. The episodes are The Pilot, which is called Your Cheating Heart, Episode 2, Unification Day, Episode 9, Pheromonally Yours, Episode 10, Future Tutor, Episode 13, Doggy Daycare, Episode 14, We'll Fix It in Editing, Episode 19, Milking It, and her final appearance in Season 1, Episode 20, Corner Pocket. Whilst Phil of the Future had 2 seasons, Brenda only appeared in Season 1 and left the show to be in Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, which was obviously the best decision she could have made. So they replaced her character with a girl called Via, who's from the UK and moved to town after Tia moved away. This show came out June 18th, 2004 and lasted 2 seasons with 43 episodes and ended August 19th, 2006. Fun fact about me, when I was a kid, I used to think this was a spin-off series of Back to the Future. In my defense, I had never seen a full episode of Phil of the Future or the movie Back to the Future, and they did have an episode in this show called Back to the Future, so it was confusing. I worked it out. Now it's the show we have all been waiting for. The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Started on 18th of March 2005, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody is a show about these twins, Zack and Cody, that live in a hotel suite with their mother, Carrie. These two caused nothing but chaos for the hotel and definitely resulted in the grey hairs on Mr. Motobee's head. But this video is not about them. This is Brenda Song's most notable Disney Channel role. As Miss London Leah Tipton, London Tipton was one of the main characters of the show. She was labelled as the spoiled, airheaded heiress by many, but she was still beloved. She lived in the same hotel as Zack and Cody, which was the Tipton Hotel, owned by her father, Wilfred Tipton, who was a bad father. We rarely ever see him. Since her father abandoned her and London's mother passed away, her only parental figure is the manager of the Boston Tipton, Marion Mosby. She almost had a maternal figure in her life with Wilfred Brenda Tipton's 8th wife, Brandy Tipton, as she appeared in the episode What the Hey and tries really hard to be a stepmother to London, which London did not want at first, but eventually they get along, but Mr. Tipton and Brandy divorce off screen, so that did not last long. After Mosby, London's next closest relationship is with Maddie Fitzpatrick, another teen girl just like London, but she works as a candy counter girl at the hotel. When we first see these two together, they are constantly butting heads due to their drastically different backgrounds. London has more money than she knows what to do with, and Maddie works several jobs to help her family pay the bills. So very different girls in the same age bracket. But we see in episodes like Poor Little Rich Girl, where the Tiptons temporarily go broke, that Maddie is there to help London even when she has no one else, because in that episode all of London's rich friends abandoned her. In season 2, London is sent to Our Lady of Perpetual Sorrow, which is the same school Maddie attends. She is sent there as a punishment for not attending her previous school. So her and Maddie are now classmates, and that changes their dynamic in an interesting way. And it was very fun to see how London had to adapt to being around not rich people. London Tipton was clearly a parody of Paris Hilton, who was a big pop culture figure in the early 2000s. This show ended with 3 seasons, 87 episodes on September 1st, 2008, but this will not be the last time we see London Tipton. Moving on to Brenda Song's next project. When Disney wants to push a new star to audiences, they usually get bounced around already popular shows or as side characters. For example, Selena Gomez was in Suite Life of Zack and Cody before Wizards of Waverly Place, China Anne McClain was in Wizards of Waverly Place before Ant Farm, and multiple cast members from High School Musical appeared in Suite Life of Zack and Cody. And Brenda Song was no different in this Disney formula that they had, so she was put in a lot of shows before she got her own movie, which was Wendy Woo, Homecoming Warrior. The movie came out on June 16th, 2006 on Disney Channel. Wendy Woo was a normal Chinese American girl that lives in America. One day this random guy turns up at her door and tells her she is a reincarnation of an ancient warrior, and with these powers that she has inherited, she's meant to defeat this evil spirit that wants to take over the world. Wendy does not take this news very well and wants nothing to do with fighting to save the world. This movie was loved by me. It was great. I even made an entire video talking about the movie. I felt like Disney really had it out for younger me, as they never made sequels to my favorite Disney Channel movies. Minutemen, Jump In, Lemonade Mouth, Let It Shine, Starstruck, and of course Wendy Woo never got a sequel. I am still salty. I used to watch this film every time they re-aired it, hoping that they'd make another movie, and they didn't. Apparently there was going to be a sequel to Wendy Woo, but they cancelled it because they hate me experiencing joy. Now onto the first thing on this list that did not air solely on the Disney Channel, College Road Trip, which was made by the Walt Disney Pictures and Guns Film. This movie revolves around a girl called Melanie, played by Raven Simone, who is about to go to university, and she wants to go to Georgetown, which is really far away from where she lives, but her overprotective father does not want her to go, so he tries to convince her to go to a closer university. He drives Melanie to Georgetown, and on the road trip where he tries to convince her not to go, insanity ensues. In this movie, Brenda Song plays another best friend. This time she is the best friend who wants to go to Georgetown with Melanie. This movie came out on the 7th of March 2008 to a lot of mixed reviews, but the audience seemed to enjoy it. It earned 51 million at the box office, then made an additional 80 million in DVD sales. Now back to Disney Channel, Brenda Song reprised her role as London Tipton in the show Suite Life on Deck, which is a spin-off to Suite Life of Zack and Cody. Zack, Cody, and London all transferred to Seven Seas High, which is a high school on this cruise ship. Mr. Mosby is the manager of this ship now and is still in charge of taking care of London. As I mentioned in the Suite Life of Zack and Cody, London does not have great attendance at school, and he eventually gets kicked out of Our Lady of Perpetual Sorrow and is sent to Seven Seas High on the SS Tipton, as she literally cannot escape that school because it's in the middle of the ocean. Maddie does not join the rest of the characters in transferring to Seven Seas High, so London does lose her closest friend, but gains a new one in the form of Bailey Pickett, who is another girl from a very different background, as she is from a rural farming area, ends up being London's roommate. So again, London has to adapt to poor people, and it was a real struggle for her. 2 episodes that stuck out to me in this show were A London Carol and Graduation on Deck. A London Carol is a Christmas episode from season 3. It was a parody of Christmas Carol, where London gets visited by her talking mirror to see Christmases of her past, present, and future. When we see London's past, we see more neglect from Mr. Tipton. He was meant to visit London on Christmas, but he didn't care enough to be there for his daughter, and we see Mosby comforting her, further solidifying Mosby as the father figure of the year. There was also the final episode of Suite Life on Deck called Graduation on Deck, and London finally graduates, I'm pretty sure several years later, because she's graduating with Zack and Cody, and she was at least 2 years older than them. Anyway, she finally has to leave Mosby and go into the world on her own, and there's this cute scene between them, and I totally did not cry. Totally. This show ran from the 26th of September 2008 to 6th of May 2011. Whilst appearing as London Tipton, she also appeared in this short series called Pass the Plate that aired on Disney Channel. It was a show meant to showcase healthy lifestyles from all around the world. We learned about different food and how to cook them. Brendan hosted host the show for the first season in 2007. When the show first aired, then 6 years later, they brought it back, hosted by Peyton List and Karan Brara for season 2 and for season 3, and this show concluded in 2014. The final Sweet Life project on this list for Brenda is a Sweet Life movie. This movie was insane. This movie came out on the 25th of March 2011. The premise of this film is Zack and Cody are fighting for the majority of the film. Then they end up signing up for this thing called the Gemini Project, which is a study between the emotional and physical connection that twins are believed to have. Zack and Cody get there and realize all the other twins are weird. Then they figure out that the professor is evil and doing evil experiments, not just regular experiments, on these twins. So can Zack and Cody put aside their differences to save each other, or will they be doomed to their fate like all the other twins? While all this is happening, London temporarily gains the ability to talk to sea creatures after accidentally eating experimental dolphin food at the start of the movie. Whilst this movie came out before the end of Sweet Life on Deck, Brenda revealed in Glamour interviews that the last Sweet Life thing she filmed was a Sweet Life movie, thus ending Brenda Song 11 years on screen for the Disney Channel. Whilst that was the last time we would see Brenda's face on Disney Channel, it was not the last time we would hear her voice. Whilst Brenda has gone on to do many other projects outside of the Disney company, such as New Girl, Superstore, Station 19, and my favourite, Dollface, she does return to her old stomping grounds to do voice acting sometimes, mainly for guest appearances, but she did get an entire show of her own. The first piece of voice acting she did for Disney Channel was the Pixie Hollow Games, not to be confused with Disney Channel's Pixie Hollow Game, different things. Pixie Hollow Games was a TV special that came out on the 19th of November 2011 for the Disney Channel. In this special, Brenda voices a new fairy called Chloe, who is a garden fairy. The Pixie Hollow Games is essentially the fairy Olympics, and fairies from all over the world come to compete. Even though this is a Pixie Hollow thing, Tinkerbell is not the main character in this story. She's there though. This time, the main character is Rosetta, voiced by Megan Hilty. Rosetta hates dirt, so it's rather unfortunate she is paired up with Chloe, the garden fairy who's usually surrounded by dirt. They are both garden fairies, but Chloe's a bit dirtier. The two are chosen to be representatives of the garden fairy. Rosetta is not hopeful for the chances of winning, as the garden fairy has never won the race. They have never even come close. There was a bunch of other notable actors in this TV special, like Jason Dooley, Tiffany Thornton, Zendaya, Mae Whitman, Lucy Liu, and Raven Simone. According to the Wikipedia, this was intended to be a full-length movie. Instead, it was turned into a 23-minute special. It doesn't say why though. I feel like it would have been an enjoyable movie. Maybe they should have a confidence in it since it did star Tinkerbell. This is the only animated series that she features in that I have never heard of before, which is odd since it's a more recent voice acting thing. It also contains a bunch of other big names in both live action and voice acting. It had Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob, Grey Griffin, who has been voicing Daphne from Scooby-Doo for the past 24 years, Mark Hamill, Bill Nye, Will Wheaton, Whoopi Goldberg, and so many other people appeared in the show. And yes, it is a Disney Junior show, so I was not the target demographic, but I've heard of Sophia the First, Dr. McMuffin, Bluey. I just want to know why this show has never been brought up before. The show is called Miles from Tomorrowland. It's a show set in the year 2500, revolving around the Callisto family. The purpose of this show is to teach kids about space. In this series, Brenda Song voices Aunt Frida, who is the sister of Miles' mum, who is the main character, and Aunt Frida lives on Mars. The show ran from the 6th of February 2015 to the 10th of September 2018, with 3 seasons and 75 episodes. Next is another iconic role for Miss Brenda Song, Amphibia, which is one of the best things Disney has made in recent years. Brenda voices the main character Anne, who wakes up one day in a different world ruled by frog people. When she first meets the frog people, they think she is an evil beast. After they got over that misunderstanding, Anne befriends the family of Sprig, which includes his little sister Polly and his grandpa Hop Pop. This show is well beloved by many, including me. The show ran from 17th of June 2019 to the 14th of May 2022. It had 3 seasons, 58 episodes. If you haven't watched it, I would recommend you do. Also, RuPaul was in it, which was a safe fact for me to find out. Brenda also appeared in multiple web series across her career at the Disney Channel. The first one is London Tipton Yay Me, which is an in-universe web series that London Tipton did in both The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and also in Sweet Life on Deck. You used to be able to watch all of these episodes on the Disney Channel website. Whilst a lot of these episodes appeared on the show, some of them were web exclusive. Next up, we have Teenage Girl in a Frog World, which was a web short series on the Disney Channel YouTube. The shorts came out between the 3rd of September 2019 to the 1st of October 2019. There were 5 shorts. They were just under 30 seconds. All of these shorts were set in the amphibian world, and in every short, Anne ends up being chased or injured. They were fun. Next, we have Broken Karaoke, which was another series of shorts, which is just animated Disney characters singing parodies of popular songs. I think the only one Brenda appeared in is in Doof Sings Deck the Halls, but the other Amphibia characters appeared in a bunch of different Broken Karaoke. Then we have Theme Song Takeover, which was another short series where the characters changed the theme songs to Disney shows, and therefore Brenda appeared in 8-Bit Theme Song Takeover. And the last of of the web series is Amphibia Vlog from the Bob, yet another series of shorts. Whilst the last web series from Amphibia was just random moments from Anne and Sprig's day-to-day life, this is Anne actively filming herself on her phone to make vlogs of her time in Waltwood. The vlogs are set between season 1 and season 2, and we know this since Polly is still a tadpole and she isn't in the later seasons. The episode came out between the 1st of September 2021 to the 6th of October 2021. Other than the London Tipton Yay Me, all these are available on Disney Channel's YouTube channels. The London Tipton Yay Me ones are on random channels, but you can still watch them. Next, I'm going to speed through all the minor features Brenda Song has made on Disney Channel, Disney XD, and Disney Plus. In 2003, she appeared on That's a Raven as Amber in the episode Dog by Any Other Name. Also in 2003, she appeared in Lilo and Stitch series as Mitzi in the episode Yappa. In 2004, she appeared as London Tipton in That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana, which was a crossover between That's a Raven, Zack and Cody, as well as Hannah Montana. She also appeared in both the Disney Channel games in 2006 and 2007 as herself. Then we hear Brenda Song in American Dragon Jake Long. She voiced Tracy in the episode Bring It On. She has an appearance in Phineas and Ferb, which is probably her most notable guest appearance, to me at least. She appeared in 2009 to voice Wendy, and temporarily became Candace's rival when they both went to the same dog, Slushy Burger. Also, Candace is played by Ashley Tisdale, so this is a Maddie and London reunion in another universe. Next, we have multiple appearances as Vanessa View in The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, and most recently, she reprises her role as Anne from Amphibia in the Chibiverse. You may have noticed her spent most of the time of her Disney Channel career talking about the Sweet Life franchise, but that is what she's mostly known for, since the character was across 2 series and a movie, as well as a web series. There was way more to say about her character as London Tipton than any other, and yes, Amphibia was a huge success, and she is the main character. So many people don't even know Brenda Song is the one voicing Anne. I still see people shocked. In a recent interview she did with BuzzFeed, Brenda Song reflected on her time as London Tipton. She praised Disney for being ahead of the curve for colourblind casting, when a lot of studios were very strict at the time. She also mentioned how the Sweet Life on set was a very safe and welcoming environment for her, and gave her a sense of a second family. Brenda says even with the ups and downs, she looks back to her time as London Tipton with nothing but happy nostalgia and smiles. Wendy Woo was also briefly brought up in this interview, and she says it was one of the things people recognise her from the most, other than London Tipton, which I found interesting. She also mentioned she has the portrait of London Tipton and her dog still in her house, and she has her sweet number from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. And I'm always so fascinated to see the stuff that actors take after they finish a show. In another interview she did, this time for Glamour, she spoke about how she passed over Harvard to be on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. So I'm really glad that the show was successful. Over the last 25 years, Brenda Song has been in Disney movies, TV shows, web series, and cartoons. She has truly done it all, and I think that makes her a true Disney princess. Tell me, what are your favourite Brenda Song appearances? That will be all. Good. Bye. And the fact that till this day people still call the gear shift the Prindle shows Brenda Song's impact on society.